Good afternoon, Ms. Lemon. Mustafa, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
All right,
We'll
good afternoon.
commence shortly, sir.
All right,
Good afternoon, Mr. Naz. I was
good
about
afternoon.
to just send a message to you that it's past 2
Okay,
already. Please, do we have
exactly,
Mr. Ajidi online now?
exactly, exactly.
Okay.
Good afternoon,
And
ma.
this is,
I've been here, ma. I've been here since
yes,
2.
okay. I think it's 2, our 2 should be 2. So I think we should just start off. So whoever is not joining now will join us later. Or what do you think?
It's fine. I think we should start now.
Okay.
Whoever that is on here can pick up the recording on YouTube.
Okay. They can always pick up the recording on YouTube.
Exactly. We'll send the
Okay.
link to you after the program.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to welcome all of our students to this sensitization program. We're sorry we're starting this sensitization a bit late. We want to have had this earlier before now, but due to one activity or the other, so reason we're having it a bit late. And we specifically chose today being a public holiday, so it won't be affecting our working activity. We're sorry for any of the inconveniences. As that has been said, I want to welcome every other person on board. We have Mr. Jide Famoni.
Familoni.
Am I correct?
Familoni.
Familoni. Sorry for that.
No problem.
Yes, it will be the new service provider. For this exam, we're using web test and not Dragnet. Is the chairman, CEO of web test, Mr. Jide Famoloni. And then again with me on board, we have Mr. Nasir Adegboyega, is our director in charge of the ICT. And then also I have Mr. Mustafa Ayodeji, is our officer in charge of the CTA EAD activity. And then let me see who I have again. Mr. Kayode Olaniyi will soon be joining us. Miss Hope Apantu, she's also a CTA staff also. So I want to welcome all of our students. We have some of our facilitators also joining us for this sensitization. I want to employ all of us. This is the first sensitization program, and then we need to listen. I think we've had a student orientation while we are starting off this program, and then the exam is June 20 and 21, as we are all aware. I want to employ you to kindly please listen, because all that the web test CEO is going to discuss with us, the web test and Mr. Jide and his team are going to discuss with us, is going to really help out, because we're going to need all of the details in the forthcoming exam. Please take your time to listen attentively. Also, before they would start off, the very first thing you would need a very good computer laptop for this exam. Effective one, not the one that has a battery fault or that screen problem or the what is it called? The speaker is faulty and the rest. For me, anything worth doing at all is worth doing well. This is a whole 14 weeks lectures. And then if you have spent 14 weeks of your weekend to attend to lectures, so having to acquire a good device for this exam is just to your advantage. That is one. You need a very good network service in your area, as it is in Nigeria. we have different areas and different services, network services that are very active. In my area, MTN is good. Glo is not so good. So I would advise that even if you have MTN that is so good, you can also have a backup plan of maybe Airtel. If one fails you, the other one will pick up, because it is at your own advantage for you to have such good network service. Then your serene of environment. If you are in a noisy environment, it will affect your exam. This is an online exam. And then outside noise is going to filter into your examination. And it looks as if you're talking. So be in a serene environment, well lit, not that you do be in a dark place that we cannot see your face. A lit environment that is avoidance of noise. You will not go and sit down beside your generator, and then the noise of your generator will be disturbing the piece where you are writing your exam. And then we would not allow you to use is it an earpiece, AirPod, all of those devices. The reason why I said you should listen. After this sensitization program, we're going to send guideline on the platform. You see, for me, instruction is part of exam. If you follow all of this through, I am telling you, you've attended classes, you have done your assessment. What is left for you is one, follow the instructions and then go through to your exam. And then you have it all. Is it the money you have spent? Is it your time? All of this is for me, it's huge. The best for me, the best I would prefer is to have all of you pass, and then at the end of the day, you do your induction. Some of you are reference students. Just take up your time. What happened the last time? Let's avoid that this time. So the better for you. There are allotted time for each of the examination. Please, after this sensitization, you would have maybe practice tests on. Please do go through that. Take your time to go through all of what is being discussed. Like Mr. Nas has told us, after this, there will be a link that you can go on YouTube to also listen again and pick the ones that it's clear, it's not clear. You can always ask questions, and we are here to attend to you. That has been said. Let me just try and paraphrase all of this. I want to bring up Mr. Nas. Please, let's mute ourselves if you're not talking. So I want to call on Mr. Nasir Adigboyega to also address us on this sensitization before Mr. Jide will come up on board. Thank you and good afternoon all. Mr. Nas, please, can you just come up, sir? Thank you.
Thank you very much, my director, for the welcome address. Good afternoon, the family. Good afternoon, Mr. Jide Familoni. And also good afternoon, all the students of the CIT Task Academy. We don't have much to say. The first sensitization was actually tailored towards the platform that will be used for your coming exam later in some weeks to come. And just like what Ms. Lamar said, would want your cooperation, want you to listen very carefully, as the exam that will be done is going to be a live proctor-enabled examination. I know that many of us are aware that the institute, that is CITN, is now fully writing its exam in a proctor-enabled platform, and we are following the same track for the CITN Task Academy. And I also want to inform us that whatever that you do at the time when the exam is ongoing, nobody will be with you at the time when your exam is ongoing. And when you are writing your exam, there are two ways in which we'll be monitoring you. One, we'll be using a live proctor feature to monitor you during the exam. And also after the exam, we are also going to use the AI tutor. And then we're going to combine these two features together. And these two features will give us the activities that happen during the examination. What we are saying here in essence is that we want you to abide with the or rules of engagement that is attached to examination. We don't want exam malpractice. We don't want impersonation. We want you to follow through all the guidelines that we're going to tell you today. And so that at the end of the exam, we are all going to smile and come out in flying color. Our prayer at the CTA is that all of us would come out in flying color, because it is not easy for us who have spent weekends, every time weekends online. We know that many of us, we have a lot of things to do, but you have dedicated, also sacrifice yourself to join this session. So we now would implore you that we don't want all those weekends that sacrifice you've done to go wasted. And this is the last phase of the result of all the weekends that you've actually burnt out. So then we want you to at least, let's put in our energy, let's put in our best so that we all come out in flying color. Now, before Mr. Dide will come in, we are all aware. I know that many of us will be aware of the platform for the examination by CTA. I want to inform us today that we're changing the platform that we are used to. And the reason why we are changing the platform is that we want to make sure that during the examination, we're going to have each free issue examination, and that is why we're changing the platform. One, what we expect you to do for the first thing is that if you have any browser, let me say any same exam browser installed on your system, would want you to, after this call, we want you to uninstall them completely on your system. So that, because we'll be giving you another link, a link where you'd use to download the browser that we use for this examination. That is one. Two, we also want to implore you that if you don't have a working system, what I mean by working system is, one, your computer must meet a required recommendation that we're going to tell you after my presentation. So that system must have a functional microphone. That system must have a functional sound, and that system must be healthy. So all of these things are very important for this for our examination. Even if these features that I've mentioned are not in your system, you will not even be allowed to enter into the examination platform. And the winner was by at the eve of the exam, that is when you will not be asking questions. And that is why we are setting up this sensitization program so that we'll all be on the same page before the examination. Mrs. Lemon, I want to stop it here so that Mr. Jide Familoni would come in to do the practical demonstration of the platform for the to be used for the examination. Thank you very much. Hello, Mr. Ajide.
Yes, please. Can I go ahead?
All right, so you have the floor, sir.
All right.
I want to share your screen.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, and I hope that you can all see my screen.
Exactly.
Right. So, all protocols duly observed. I will like to welcome you all to this sensitization exercise. And the purpose for this setup is to ensure that you have a hitch-free exam experience. To ensure this, we have we have put this session together, and we will ensure that every question you have and everything you need to have in place to have a hitch-free experience is properly discussed in this session. All right. So as I've said, this is the sensitization program for the Tax Academy. The Tax Academy will be conducted online, as you know, which means that invigilators will be able to view you while you are taking your exams. So you must comport yourselves accordingly as if you are in an exam environment. You should be properly dressed, and you should be properly positioned. You should position yourself in a well-lit environment to ensure that everything, so that we can see you throughout the time of the examination. The technical requirements before the preparation, you must have a laptop or desktop that is webcam enabled. You must have a webcam. The microphone is for us to speak with you and for you to speak, and the speaker is for you to hear us. If you're using a Windows OS, we will ask you to use the Windows 8.1 or higher. So that's Windows 10, Windows 11. And if you're using Apple, we expect you to use Ventura or higher as the operating system. Any system that has at least 4 gig of RAM will be expected. For this exam, we'll be using a safe exam browser. The exact safe exam browser for this purpose will be provided. A link for the one that is acceptable will be provided, and we will give you some guidelines for you to install. And then finally, we are advising that you take the exam in a location known to have stable and reliable internet connection. So before the exam, at least make sure that at least you've done your best to have the exam in a stable and reliable environment for internet access. So, I mean, once you try to take the exam, you'll be led to this page, and there is a link for Windows or Mac OS users. For Windows users, you will be able to just click on this download button and download the browser. And for Mac users too, the same thing will be applicable to you. Before the exam, you will receive your login details. Usually, the login details is usually your exam ID, and the password will be your last name. The instructions will be sent to your emails prior to the examination date. Once you log into the exam and you click on Start, please note that your timer starts counting. Whether you log out or not, your time is counting, and it will expire after the duration. So if it's a 1-hour exam, after 60 minutes, the exam will be over. So please ensure that you are in a comfortable location before you click on the Start button. Now, while taking the exam, you'll be required to log in with the login credentials we have provided. There will be also a login link on the emails you receive that you can just log in directly to the exam with, so that you don't have to even put in any credentials at all. Once you log in, you will have displayed the exams that you'll be taking. There'll be a multiple choice exam and a short answer question exam. So once you take once you've taken the first exam, upon completion, you are expected to start the next exam. So there are 2 exams that you'll be taking. Again, because we expect you to be in a well-lit environment, there is an identity verification. So once you click on the Start button, we compare your face with the photograph that is uploaded, and that photograph must match for you to be allowed to start the exam. Once you get to the interface, you will understand. You'll be required to take a photograph of yourself, and then we compare the photograph you've taken with the face of the person who is starting to ensure that it's the same person before you take the exam. Once you log in, you will be provided with the 2 exams you are supposed to take. There will be, whether it's a multiple choice or short answer question, it will be there, and the duration will be there, and you'll have buttons in front of the 2 exams. Once you finish one, and then you can start the other. Please ensure that you take all the exams you're scheduled for before you finish. Now, while answering the questions, so there will be, it could be multiple choice. As for this exam, it will be multiple choice and short answer. While taking the exam, if you need assistance, there's a request assistance button that you can click on the left menu, and that button will ensure that somebody calls out to you to help you out if you're experiencing any calculator. If a calculator is required for the exam, an on-screen calculator will be provided, so you don't need to worry about the calculator. Now, once you submit, please note that all your video feeds while taking the exam during the exam will be recorded. So again, you must conduct yourselves appropriately and note that you are being recorded. After answering the questions, there is a finish button that you can click on if you are done, after you've answered all the questions and reviewed all your responses. And if you run out of time while writing the exam, just be assured that we will submit automatically for you. You don't need to worry. So if you run out of time, it's not a problem. We will submit automatically for you. All right, so this is what the interface will look like. You have the questions and the multiple choice answers, which you can select your options from. For this exam, we'll provide a mock exam for you, just a short few questions exam that all candidates will be expected to take so that you can ensure that your devices are compatible with the exams. Shortly after this sensitization, you will receive access to take the mock exam. Please ensure that you take the exam on the device that you take the mock on. The reason why we are setting up this mock is to ensure that your computer is compatible. All the installations to be done have been done prior to the exam day, so that on the exam day, you just come to take your exam. You don't need to worry about any installation or any device problems. If your device is going to have an issue, you will have known during the mock. So we implore everyone to please ensure that they take the mock exam. It's just maybe 5 to 10 questions for you to just familiarize yourself with the environment, ensure that the browser you've installed is the appropriate one, and just make sure that you are 100% ready for the exam. A complaints form will be available on all pages, so candidates can submit their complaints, and you will receive attention. In case you have internet disruption while taking the exam, please just reconnect to the internet and continue your exam. Please follow the guidelines once again to ensure a smooth experience, and I wish you all the best. Now, I will just quickly at least show you what the interface will look like, so that we can at least have an idea of what to expect. Just a minute, please. So everybody will be given this URL, and once you come to the page, you will be required to log in. So you will log in with your candidate number and your password. And please ensure when you're logging in that your face is in the center. So you can see this circle helps you to make sure that you position yourself appropriately. You put yourself in the center of the camera so that you're on the focus throughout. Now, we have the short answer questions. We have the multiple choice questions and the times that will be required to take the exams, you will have this Take Exam button over here. And this will take you to where you will download the browser. If you're using Mac, if you click on this, you will see the Mac information is here. If you're using OS, click on the Windows OS, use the Windows tab. Once you click on download, the file will download and it will be available. Once you've downloaded the browser, next time you come, just click here to take the exam. There's a link here to take the exam. If you already have the browser installed, for instance, you've taken it for your mock, when you come on the exam day, you don't need to download again. Just click here and you'll be able to start. And then, oh no, I shouldn't have done that. And then to view the actual exam on the exam day, just a second. Can you see my screen now?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. 1 second. Okay. Just a second then. Okay, share screen. Okay, so once you click on the start button, once you click on this start button, you need to focus on the camera. So what happens is that it compares your photograph in this circle space with a photograph that has been pre-captured. Once it's a match, then you will be presented with the exam questions. So right now, that comparison is ongoing. And once it's successful, I will be giving the exam questions to start with. Okay, so it's been successful, and you can see the questions. You can select your answers and keep moving. If you need to use a calculator, click on the calculator. You can do your calculations, plus this. Once you're done, you can get rid of it and move to the next question. Answer, move to the next question, and so on like that. The questions that have been answered, you will see that they are green, and the unanswered ones are white. The question you are currently on is blue, and I'm showing you from the questions underneath here. So these are the questions that will be presented. You answer those questions. And when you're done, when you get to the last question, you see the finish button. If you're finished, you can click the finish button. It'll ask you if you're sure you want to submit. Once you say yes, and then it says it's submitted. Now, once you're finished with that, You see, it says, please ensure you also take the short answer question. So you click on Start Exam again, and then you will have the short answer question paper that should also be taken. So this is a basic overview of what you are to expect on the exam day. At this point, I will take questions, and then maybe we can speak on some more specific issues as we go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Najiri. And
Yes, ma'am.
then I want to ask a question.
Yes, please.
For me, I believe what your presentation is kind of brief. This is all that they need to know. Have you touched all the areas, all that is expected of them to know to have a seamless examination? Because for this set, this is the first time they're having online examination. Because we
Yes.
have different, it's not as if they have done one in one level and then they are coming up with another one. I'm just a bit curious that is this all that they need to know from your side? Are there no other details? Because you spoke about the type of system they need to use, they have to use. Maybe you can break it down a bit more to be a bit more, how would I say, break it down, because most majority of them, you just have some having ICT as a secondary knowledge, but it's not their major knowledge. You'll be speaking from what you know. I want you to break down some of these things that you're telling people, that like you're having to explain yourself to a toddler. I'm sorry to use that word, so that it can be more simpler. You mentioned the kind of laptop, the operating system they have to use. Me too, at a point, I was thrown a bit off guard. Maybe you could make some of this thing a bit simpler, and then maybe if Mr. Nas, you can help him in some of this area, so that the student can really get what you're trying to. It's not. I'm not speaking for them, but I'm just looking at. Maybe I was expecting a more simpler way of expressing all of what they need to do. That's, I don't know. Maybe you understand what I'm trying to say. I find this a bit complex for me. I find it a bit complex. I don't know if
Okay.
you can just show me one or two.
Computers have different operating systems. Most computers today are Windows 10, Windows 11. Now, what we are saying is the compatible operating systems that are compatible will be from Windows 8.1. So, I mean, when you turn on your computer, you will be able to see what operating system. Most of them are 10 or 11, but then maybe the older ones will probably be maybe Windows 8. But not many people are still running Windows 8. And so that's why I say the minimum operating system that is required is Windows 8.1. If it's Mac, it is Ventura. People who use these computers will be more familiar with them. So if you use a Mac, the Ventura will be the minimum operating system that will be acceptable. And most times, once you have these minimum systems, they will have 4 gig of RAM, and it's almost automatic. So that's why it's almost like a given that they will have this. There's no way we can illustrate this much because we don't have all the type of computers available to show them. But whatever computer that is going to be used for the exam must be at least Windows 8.1. If it's Microsoft, if it's Windows, if it is Apple, it is Ventura. Now, that is really all they need to know. once they have this OS, they'll be required to download the browsers. The browsers will be available once you log in. The login information will be sent to all candidates with the steps. So the first step, once you log in, you will see the take exam. Let me go back to sharing my screen so that you can have a look again. Just a second, please. So I'll share the screen. I see a couple of hands are up. I will attend to that very shortly. So again, you will be given this link, citn.property. This will be the link that everybody will log in with. You log in with your candidate number and the password. Now, once you log in, the first thing you see is this take exam. All the exams that you're expected to take will be listed on here. Once you click on take exam, it takes you to a page where you can download this information, download the browser. Once you click on this download, the download starts automatically. So the download has started, as you can see. And once it's completed, you can install. And once the browser is installed, just come back here and click here to take your exam. That's really what is to be done. The mock will be very useful because all the candidates will be able to have a first-hand experience of this. Hopefully, before the next sensitization, we will have gotten the candidates to have gone through the exercise so that if there are any additional questions, we can then address those questions. And then if the candidates have logged in, and they can just take the exams as they can just take the exams. They will have access to taking the exams. Also, I showed the multiple choice exams previously. If we wanted to see the other exam, there are two exams. There's a short answer question and there's a multiple choice question. Those will be the two exams that candidates will be required to take. Okay, so this is what the short answer question will look like. The model that explains blah, 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 and then the candidate can type in their answer. And then they move to the next question. Only passes, blah, 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 and then they put in their question. And on the last question, once they're done, you can also click the finish button. You can decide to take the short answer question first or the multiple choice exam first, in no particular order. On every page, as I said, there's a make complaint button. It's on every page. So you have access to make a complaint if there's any need to. I hope that this provides some more clarity, Ma.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Jide.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Right.
I want to Mr. Nasir. Mr.
We have some hands that are raised, Ma. Do you want me to just go ahead with them?
I know. Before I would ask students to ask their question, I just
Okay,
want
ma'am.
Mr. Nas to add to this if he has one or more to say. If not, we would Mr. Nas.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes. Please,
Okay,
can you say something to him?
exactly. So I heard your concern about the initial presentation by Mr. Jide Familoni. I am very sure that platform is straightforward, and I know that everything has been put in place to make sure that the students will have a very each free examination. However, I also want to agree with you that our students many of them are not ICT students. And when we are discussing with them, we should discuss with them with the barest minimum. I want to add that there are some things that we need for this exam, just like what every one of us have been saying on this platform. You need a very good system. Now, after getting the system, then there's what we call the Save Exam browser. Because many of us here, many of the students here, they are writing the exam for the first time. There's what we call the Save Exam browser. It's not like your like browser, like your Mozilla Firefox, Chrome, Edge, and rest of them.
Mr. Nas, we can't hear you again. No. Okay, maybe we'll be coming up later.
All right, can you
Okay,
can you hear
please
now?
go on. Yes.
Okay. What I am saying is that there are some things that we need to put into consideration for this exam. We said your laptop, that is one. The second one is the exam browser. Now that exam browser looks like our Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Edge browser, but this browser has a feature that this normal browser doesn't have. And the feature, that is why they call it the Safe Exam Browser, that is the SCB. For you to write the exam, you need to download the browser. And that is the link that Mr. Gide has just shown us. If you do not download the exam browser, there's no way the exam would open. Simple and plain language. Then after when the exam has opened, then we are going to send to you the username and password. We have made it to be very, very easy. Probably your exam number and your first name as the password. It will make it very easy for you so that you will not be struggling to log in. By the time you've logged into the exam to the CBT interface, then you now need to now click on Start Exam on the required exam that you want to write. We have been told that there are two levels of exam that you are writing. For each paper, you have 6 courses, but each of the course would come with two exams. That is the SAQ and MCQ. Now, these MCQ and SAQ are independent exams. You have to finish one to start another one. We have experience in the past that some of our students, they'll finish just MCQ and they just log out from the system. Would want you that because I can see that we are over 200 on this call now on this platform. When you finish your MCQ, the next thing for you is to launch your SAQ, and that is when you have finished a particular paper. Then you can now move to the next exam. Then I also want to implore us that we will need internet. You need a very strong internet, and you also need enough bandwidth. It is not an exam that you are going to buy 1 gig data. We all know what data is talking about now. If you buy 1 gig data this morning, in another 1 hour or 30 minutes, that 1 gig data is exhausted. And we don't want to say by while writing your exam, your data would get exhausted. You need, let's say, like if you can go for 10 gig data for your exam, maybe on a day or per day of the exam. You are still the one that will use the remaining one, even if you do not use it all for the examination. We are saying this because you don't want to say by you be in the exam hall and you now started having issues as to the examination or as to submitting your examination. Then why the examination platform is open for you too. At where you always see your connection, you also have your connection for this examination too. So which means if your internet should go down, your system can show you if your internet is working or not. And just like what Mr. Jide said earlier, should you have issue with your internet, the system is saving all your work. Then if you now come back, all what you've done before the system saved will be will come back on your system. And then what it does is to continue whatever work you're doing. Then he has also shown us the calculator which you can use. Now to wrap this up now, we are providing for you a mock exam. And that mock exam is just to familiarize yourself with the platform. all of the things that he has shown us, he has presented to us, are the things that you're going to see during the mock examination. We are not going to grade the mock, but what we just want you to do is that we want you to familiarize yourself with the platform. We don't want whereby it is on that day that you'll be downloading the SCB browser. In the last year 10 examination, while the exam was about to start, a lot of our students were telling us that how would they download SCB browser? How will a student that is having exam by 9 now call us around 8:30 or 8:45 that I want to download SCB? And after when we have provided mock for them, the essence of the mock is that it will give you an opportunity to download the SCB on the system you want to use. The SCB is just going to be downloaded just once. And once you have downloaded it, and that is it, except you are using another system. So all of these things are the things that we're putting in place so as to make you to have a very good experience about the examination. So that is just what I want to add. I try to come to break them down so that we'll all be on the same page. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Anas. This is appreciated. At least he was able to give us a bit of a background of what happened during the CITM professional exam. So I just want everybody to take a cue from there, and then it will really help. So, Mr. Mustafa, please take up the question section. Over to you. Thank you. Hello, Mr. Mustafa.
It's not on the call again.
Hello, please take up the question section. Some students
can't
are
find
ready
you
to
here.
Eh?
It's not on the call. It's not. Mustafa is not on the call here now.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Ismail Padono.
Okay, madam, because of time, let me quickly take it. Ms. Lamont, don't worry, let me quickly take it. So we have Ismail
thank you.
Padono. Please unmute. Let us hear your observation, question, or comment. You can unmute from there. Ismail Padono. Okay, while he's trying to, so Kolade Fasheyi, you can also unmute.
All right. Yeah. Good afternoon, sirs. My name is Kolade Fashi. I just want clarification on the first speaker. So he just said that we have to, not Mr. Gide now, the first person that spoke from Mr. Gide, we have to unmute, we have to uninstall all browser on our system. Is it that we have to uninstall or we shouldn't bring it off? I just want clarification because if save, that means we know the same examination will disable every browser. And if it is brought up, that will be issue. We do know that. But see that we have to uninstall from the system completely or we don't bring it up. I just want clarification on that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
No,
Thank you very much.
Hello, let me just take that quickly.
Okay,
You don't
okay.
have
You
to
can.
uninstall.
You have the floor for
You
that.
you don't need to uninstall, sir.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. My name is Padonu Ismail. Yeah, I have two questions quickly. The first one is regarding the password and at the point of logging in. And we need to know if the password is going to be case sensitive so that at least we know the form the password is going to look like. So that it's not when the password is now designed in a capital letter and I get to that place and I'm putting it in small letter and I'm having problem at that point. If it's going to be case sensitive, we need to know. That is one. Then the second one, coming from experience, especially in the test we have written on this course, the subjective questions, the answers, we need to know the form the answer is going to look like. The last exam, the last test I wrote, I got 4 questions wrong, just because instead of trust, I wrote the trust. Instead of trustee, I wrote the trustee. Instead, you understand things like that. So we need to be very clear in that area so that people don't have questions, answer to question, but eventually get it wrong. because of the form in which they put the question. For instance, if the answer is 60 and somebody wrote 60 in number, it could be, the person could still get it wrong. So we need to know the form, to put our response. Thank you very much. That's my question.
Right.
Thank you for your question, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Ajide, you can start that.
Yes, the password is going to be case sensitive. The password is going to be your last name in lowercase. If when you get the email, there'll be a link under the email that doesn't even require you to put in a username or password. Once you click on that link, it just logs you straight to the exam. So, but yes, if you want to go through the login route, it's going to be your last name, your surname, and it's in lowercase. So yes, the username is not case sensitive, but the password is case sensitive and it's all lowercase. Concerning regarding your second question about the grading of the answers, the questions are going to be human graded, and so if an assessor and a reviewer will be looking at it, so you wouldn't have the kind of issues that you described. It's quite unfortunate, but this won't happen on this platform. So a human is actually looking at this, and I'm sure that if it's a case of 60 or 60, that will clearly be correct in both ways. And also the type of things you described, yes, those things would clearly pass as acceptable.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Ajide, for that response. In addition to the last speaker's question, I want to also inform you that when we send the mock test to you, the link that will be sent to you and also the credential that will be sent to you would also be the same that will be used for your moment you have logged in. Whatever you're going to use to log in for the mock examination is also what you're going to use to log in for the proper examination. Mr. Ajide, are we on the same page on that, sir?
Yes, that's correct.
Exactly. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, so Ajayi Robinson, please, you can unmute. Let's hear your.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Yeah, my question was, sir, in time of the exam that will be taken, for example, if you will be taking income tax for specialized business, and Mr. Gide was trying to say multiple choice question and answer and short question and answer. Meaning that on the income and tax for specialized business, the two options are going to be on the platform, or we answer the two options, the multiple questions and the short answer questions at a go. Because when he was trying to explain to me, I did not get it too well. And Mr. Nas now come about to explain it, then I did not even hear his voice at all. I just want to be clear that the multiple questions and short answer questions. That is what. And for the downloading of the browser. Hello, sir.
Yes, I said I'm sorry, I didn't really get what your question was.
But
what exactly is your question?
Yeah, the first question I asked is this. I said, for when Mr. Gide was bringing up the platform since concerning multiple questions and answer and short answers and questions on the platform we are going to use. I'm not asking, for example, if I'm taking one particular exam, maybe income tax for specialized business.
Yeah.
The two scenarios will be on that platform. That is my question. The two will not be for income, or I will do income first. Later, maybe I will now go back to financial tax on the same platform. Are you getting
so the exams are on different days or at different times on your timetable. When it's time for the income tax, for example, there will be the income tax multiple choice and the income tax short answer questions.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So then you finish the entire income tax. Not that we
question.
are mixing two topics. Yes. Okay.
Okay. The second question: how long will it take to download the browser that we are going to use, as in the megabyte or?
It's up to your internet service provider. So it depends on your internet speed. There's no fixed time. If you have good connection, it could take as low as 5-10 minutes. If you have a slower connection, it could take 15 minutes. So it depends on your internet speed.
All right.
The reason why I ask that question is this, because sorry, I said the reason why I do ask that question is this, because once other people have started and you are still trying to download and it's dragging you back,
everybody has got individual times. Everybody has got their individual
time. You are not comfortable with it.
So firstly, you're not supposed to download this on the exam day, sir.
Exactly.
You're supposed to have downloaded this before the exam, not on the exam day. Now, also everybody has had their own unique time.
Like today, we are taking the mock.
So you should have downloaded it before you do the mock.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, like today, we are going to send the link to download the browser now, like today.
Exactly. Well, Mr. Nas will be the one to determine. Once we get some information from Mr. Nas, we will be able to send you the details.
Okay, Mr. Chide, in summary of his question, and that is the reason why we have said that you have to do the mock. If you have downloaded the browser on the system you want to use, there's no need for you to download during the exam again. So, and that is why it is very important for you to participate in the mock exercise. So once you have downloaded one, there's no need for you to. So if you are launching the mock for you, let's say for example on Monday, by the time anytime we send the browser, because it is mock, it's not something that we're going to close. We're going to close for that day. So we expect that at least download the browser, take your time to download the browser, then have your mock done. And once you have downloaded, it is in the system, except if you change the system that you have used to do the mock. And if you have changed the system, you need to still go to your mail, follow the same process, and install the browser on the new system that you intend to use. So somebody is asking a question here that what is the name of the browser, or let me see the question. What is the browser name, sir? So there's only for you to download the browser, send you a link where the browser will be downloaded. So you're going to get the link either you're going to get the link in your mail, and at the same time you're also going to get it in your WhatsApp group platform. So we don't want you to start to go elsewhere to download it, so that you don't go and download another version of the software, whereby during the exam you now be having some.
Mr. Anas, we can barely hear you. Maybe speak to the phone directly.
So can you hear now?
Yes.
Okay, what I've said was that you don't need to download. You need to download the browser via the mail that we're going to send to you. We are also going to share the browser link in your WhatsApp group. So we don't want you to go to the internet and start searching for the browser, because many of these browsers, they comes with different updates. And we don't whereby when you download from the internet, at the time when you are writing your exam, you now be having technical issue. use the link that we're sending to you to download the browser. So just hold on. After this meeting, we're going to share the browser link to your WhatsApp group and also share to your email. So that is this. But we want you to download the browser, install it on the system that you intend to use. With that, no, we are not going to have issue with the during the examination. So because of our time, let me quickly call on Shitu Fatai. Shitu Fatai, please unmute your device. Let's hear you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. The question I just want to ask. Okay, we are not. I don't want to ask. Are we doing the mock exam today?
No,
Okay.
we are not going. We'll tell you the time when you are going to do the mock exam.
Okay. And secondly, sir, in the issue of the internet, can we use our phone as a hotspot?
Yes, you can use your phone as hotspot, but you need to be careful. You know that when you use your phone as hotspot, can you hear me?
Okay, sir.
If you use your phone as hotspot, if any calls you come in on your phone, it may distort your internet.
Okay.
Now, what we used to advise our students with the experience is that if you intend to use your phone, so you need to forward your calls to another phone or at another line, or you buy your calls during that period, so that any call coming in would not alter your exam. Or better still, find another internet access to use. And if you also use your phone, because we mentioned earlier that we need to follow strict exam regulations. You need to comply with the exam rules. Now, we must not see your phone around you while the exam is ongoing, because you'll be monitored both live and also with the use of AI. So once you are flagged, your exam will be cancelled automatically. So if you are using your phone, let your phone be very far away from where you are writing your examination. Thank you, sir. All right, thank you. So you can lower your hand. Oga Taufik Alabi. I can see you, sir. You can unmute, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, I just want to clarify on the first question that was asked with regards to uninstalling all browsers except the one for the exam. Now, I have no issues with that you are not going to uninstall. But then what are the checks that is put in place for students not to navigate any other browsers except the exam browser?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
If it's not disabled, then there should be a check in place.
Thank you, sir. Okay. What we have said earlier, I think we get it wrong. What I said when we started this session was that we know that as some of our students here, just like the student that wrote the last CTA examination, that use the other examination platform, which comes from Dragnet, then we don't want to take any chances by you still having the Dragnet browser on your system. And the browser they were bringing on board is another browser that is different from the one that they used in the last examination. We also know that by way of being proactive for our students on this platform too, many of them too will have been, their friend will have shared with them the browser for that they think they will use for the examination. But this time, we are bringing another platform that is different from the browser they used last time, in order not to have any conflict or not to have any issue. So that was why I said, if you have the Save Exam browser installed on your system now, you need to uninstall it. Not that you should uninstall your browser. I have also mentioned that there is a difference between Save Exam browser and your normal browser. The Save Exam browser is different from your Mozilla your Firefox, and the rest of them. If your friends are giving you a link to download a browser for examination, the one they used last time, I'm saying that was what I was saying, that you should try to uninstall it so that there will not be any form of conflict. That was what I said. We are not saying that you should uninstall your browser. That is one. Then two, the same exam browser we are not talking about, just like the way the name is, Save Exam Browser. The moment the exam browser is launched, it will disable all the system functionality. The only thing you'll be seeing on your screen is just the examination that is being brought to you. In fact, you cannot even click on your start button. You cannot click on Microsoft Word. You cannot click on Excel or the likes. You cannot click on any browser again. The moment you have launched, you are on the exam platform, it will disable all windows. The only window you'll be seeing is the window interface for the examination, and that is why it's called. So with that, we have put control in the examination such that no student can move out of the examination platform. And if any student should move out from the examination platform, the system would lock the student, and the student will not be able to log in again. Mr. Jide, I want you to confirm that, sir.
First of all, I mean, yes, to be safe, you can uninstall, but we will operate easily with even if you don't uninstall, we can work with all different versions of safe exam browsers.
Okay.
If once you launch the exam, we turn off every application running on your PC.
Exactly.
And the exam is the only thing that is running. If you try to do any other thing else, that's like connecting an HDMI device or sharing your screen or anything that contravenes the rules of the exam, you'll be kicked out. And unless you take off that thing, once you take it off, you can log in and continue your exam.
No, they are not going to log in. No. Once the system kick them out, that is the end of the examination. Once the system kick them out,
yeah, okay.
Once you put anything that is contrary to the examination, once the system logs you out, we will not allow you to log in again.
Okay.
It means that you are doing something that is fishy because you are the only one in your place where you are writing your examination.
Okay.
So, and again, Mr. Jide, I want us to be careful with this browser. Now, we are talking with over 200 candidates here. I am sure, based on the experience that we have, if a student have more than 2 safe exam browser, and on the examination day, if they are clicking on the other safe exam browser, what will happen to them?
You don't click on any of the safe examination browser. We automatically launch our own version. So
okay,
it's not as if you're going to go and select from the different ones. Once you click on that link to take the exam, we check that we have the required version, and then we launch the exam. So there's no chance that you can launch with the wrong one.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yes.
All right. So by the time we do the mock exam,
the mock, exactly.
So everybody will be on the same page.
Yes.
And also, I also want you to inform them that by the time the browser is installed, there's no need for them to open the browser.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's no need.
Right. So if you install the browser, there's no need for you to launch it. By the time you want to access your examination, the browser will launch by itself automatically.
Yes.
Exactly. Okay, thank you. All right,
Yes,
so Mr. Oga Taufik, hope is taken, sir. Mr. Taufik Alabi. Okay. All right, Oyedele Olayiwola.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Please, I want to confirm a few things. We keep referring to the mock. Are we being graded for the mock exam?
No.
No.
Okay, it's just for us to be able to test run the platform.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, the other question, the link, once we use the link and then we install this browser on the system, we use it for the first day. Now, by the time the exam is supposed to be for 2 days, on the second day, all we need to do, I want to be sure, all we need to do is just open, then log in with our credentials, right?
Install again.
I said on day one, we had installed and tested the browser from the exam mock.
Yes.
And now, when we want to use it on the first day, all we need to do is just log in or go and click a link in the mail that will be sent that takes us direct to the exam hall, right? I mean, to the exam platform, right?
Yes. So, you know, when I showed the place where you can download, the instruction actually has where the download is. Now, before the download, there's a link that says take the exam. That link says if you already have it installed, just click here.
Oh, just take the exam.
So you will just disregard the bottom part because you've already installed. Just click here to take the exam. Yeah.
Okay. Now, my third question, please. Sorry. Now, the QAS and the other one, they have their different timing, and then you have to finish one before the other, right?
Yes, correct.
But
Yes.
is that can't we do one? Okay, your head is towards you go and do the other one, then come back to it. Is that possible?
It is, as long as you take it within the exam period. So if they say the exam is available between 9 and 3, you can take it, take a 30 minutes break, and then take the next one. Just make sure that before. Exactly.
Okay. Now, you used one word when you were explaining to the last person. I mean, you used the line. When you were explaining what the SEB is, that's the Safe Exam Browser.
Yes, please.
You said when it has been installed, you'll be able to control, it was that word, you'll be able to control whatever is going on the other person's system. I want to be sure, are you saying we install so you can control our system and be able to run our files? And
No. So when we say control, it means that we will make sure that if you are on our exam, you can't do any other thing else. If you want to get out, do other thing, you have to stop the exam. That's what we mean.
Okay.
So we just have control over the
what happens on that platform.
Yes, exactly. So it's either the exam or doing other things.
Okay.
You can't do other things and the exam. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
It's
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Akintobi, please unmute. Let's hear your question.
Good afternoon, sirs. Good afternoon, ma'am. Please, I just want to ask, how many questions should we be expecting for the multiple questions and the short answer question? Thank you, sir.
All right. That question will go to Mr. Sulaiman.
Okay. Yes, for the multiple choice question, you would have 50. For the short answer, you have 20. So you have 70 questions to write in all.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
But like I said earlier, the guideline for the exam will be posted on the platform too for you to see.
All right. Thank you very much for the question. Okay. Amina Idris, you can unmute. Let's hear your view. Amina Idris.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So my question is, like some of the students that does not have laptop, they normally go to cafe.
Okay.
That is my question, sir. Like me that I'm talking to you, I don't have laptop, sir.
Yeah, so if that's the case,
Yes, sir.
we will expect that you have you will have a cafe where you can have some quiet area where you can do your work undisturbed, so that
sir.
well, I mean, if you have it doesn't have to be your personal device, but at least you have some privacy to be able to work. So if their laptop has a webcam, you need to just make sure that you find a cafe that has a webcam on their device and the microphone and speaker are okay. So it doesn't necessarily have to be your personal device.
Okay, sir. That is my question, sir. Thank you, sir.
And you must also confirm that the system you are providing for you in the cafe is functional. Now,
Yes,
I will know the way cafe works. You may have installed your Save browser that system. And the next day you go there,
normally write their exam.
okay, the next day you go there, they will have maybe they've replaced their system. So all of this you need to put in place so that you don't have issue during the exam.
And secondly, again, can I be able to borrow a laptop?
Yes,
100%.
you can borrow a laptop. I have it done in your house.
Okay, no problem, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so sorry, you've just that is exactly what I wanted to say before you ask such question. At this level, I would not advise anybody to write that exam in a cafe.
Okay, ma'am.
Because you can't ask them to evacuate other people. That is one. Like Mr. Nance has just said, I don't think they will install all of their other. They will uninstall all of their other running something for you to write your exam. And
Yes,
then, like he also said, if you upload the app now, and then it is most likely that they will install it for you. The best you can do is to borrow a laptop, not just any laptop, borrow a functional laptop. It's just for 2 days. And I want to believe that should have been done before now. Please look for a better laptop that you can use in your house, where you have the network service that is okay in your area. Yes. Because my network is not working, my laptop is off. Those are complaints that we cannot entertain, and there's virtually nothing we can do about it. And I'm sorry to say this, before we start the exam, have it at the back of your mind. One, this is not for you alone, it's for everybody. One, it's a professional exam.
Yes, ma'am.
And then, secondly, there's no makeup exam. So whatever it is you need to do, please put in your 1001% effort. There is no makeup exam for anybody. It's a professional exam. So anything that would affect you, please work against it. Try get a good device, a good network provider. Stay in an environment that it is quiet, well lit, and very conducive. There is no makeup exam for anybody. This is not a threat. Do not see this because you have been attending lectures and the rest. This is just another way of writing the professional exam of the CITN. It is a professional exam. It's not classroom exam. It's not an assessment. You don't do joint exam. It's an individual professional exam. I'm saying this because you need to have it at the back of your mind. So you would have a mindset. Anything that you do and you have been flagged out, your exam will be cancelled. Please, let's have this. This one is not to you alone, it's for everybody. Let's have this at the back of our mind. There is no makeup exam, please. There is no makeup exam. There's no, my system is bad. All of this. It's a system generated exam. So it does not recognize anybody. And it's not winchunting anybody. We all know what AI is. It does not know you. It's not a respecter of anybody. Rules are rules. Guidelines are guidelines. Please, let's be guided. Thank you.
All right, thank you, madam.
You're welcome.
Okay, Adedipe, Oluwabukun, please unmute.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Question is a very quick one. So I'm not sure if Mr. Jide mentioned the part that if you attach any hardware to the system, you'll be flagged out. So can we connect our power adapter while we are because of network?
Come on, yes, of course.
Okay, all right then. Because I've been hearing
different. We just mean HDMI,
okay.
something that handles your display, or a second webcam. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And why? Let me add to it, Mr. Jide. A question here on the chat room is saying that can I plug my modem to the computer?
Of course, yes, you can.
Their modem, that is on the USB port.
Yes, you can.
Okay, then this one to Mrs. Sulaiman. Can I have my pen and writing pad handy? Can I have my non-functional calculator available too? That's to Mrs. Sulaiman.
You don't need a pen and paper.
Okay.
Mr. Jide said they will provide calculator on the screen. You can use that.
Exactly.
And then for the during the what is it called? The courses that are calculated, the calculator will be on the screen that you can use.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Somebody is asking that, can I connect a speaker to my laptop? Mr. Jide?
Yes, you can.
You can't get. Why would they connect a speaker to their laptop?
So if it doesn't have a speaker, you might need to connect an external one, especially if it's a desktop. You get what I mean?
Okay, that's if it's a desktop.
Yes, if it's a desktop, yes.
Okay. Okay, somebody is also asking that, sorry for clarity, did I hear you say I can attach a webcam to my system? Mr. Jide?
As a primary webcam, not a secondary one. So
yes.
just one webcam.
Just one webcam. So what happens if we are attaching the second one?
We'll see it as a secondary one. We expect you to have just one webcam.
And the system will flag it.
Yes.
Okay, then the person that is trying to bring a speaker, he said it's a laptop with a speaker.
Okay.
So
why do you want to do that? Is it that the laptop doesn't have a speaker or what?
Does it mean that the speaker is not working? Then another question here says that, does the calculator have commas? It will be helpful for numbers to be displayed with commas. Well, I don't know why we need comma for inside calculator. Okay, so let me give the floor to Ushe Tolu Udeji. Please unmute so that we exit this platform. Okay, let's hear it, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, you actually, you've mentioned my question. That was the one with question on calculator and writing pad. The question, the need for the calculator having a commas is I've had to write proctored exams of this nature where calculators are available on the screen. If you're working with large figures, if you're asking me to find some percentage of maybe 7 million or 10 million, if there are no commas on the display, the likelihood of me straining my eyes as to whether I've typed 10 million, 100 million, or 1 million is there. It doesn't cost much to have on display a calculator with commas. I don't need to come with my own calculator. If you're providing a calculator on screen, just make sure the calculator have commas. It makes it quicker. It reduces errors. The test is to test my capabilities of comprehension of the subject that has been tested. That's for the calculators. Then for writing materials, even in a normal exam, you need a pen and paper to scratch. If I'm doing a formula, I'm trying to calculate API gravity for some products, petroleum fuels or all of that, I have to write down the formula and then enter into the calculator what I want to calculate. So if I don't have where to type, where to do my rough work, where would that be? That's the reason why I'm asking for the place of the writing pad, a scratch paper, a pen, and the calculator. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Lamon, I think would get back to the students so if they can be allowed to bring in a pen and a paper on their platform so that we don't overflow this. So
okay, okay, that will be better. We'll discuss that, and then it will be part of the guideline that will be posted then.
Exactly. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ushe Todu Deji. Okay, Kolade Fasheyi, I think you have. Okay, Kolade Fasheyi, let's hear you. Omit.
My question is actually on that, on what has just been addressed. Writing calculator. I can put that up on the chat also. There are some things that calculator might not actually won't be able to take care of. In our time constraint. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So we'll get back to you. But Mr. Jide, this calculator is not a scientific one.
There is a scientific and a simple one. I mean,
so if it's scientific, it will have common.
I am confirming as we speak.
And the other one.
I am confirming as we speak. So that's why I've been quiet.
Okay. All right.
But
so
even if it
while
doesn't have a comma, it will have a comma on the day of the exam. So that's not a problem.
okay, no problem. So Rafiat Olashile, you can unmute.
Good afternoon. What I want to ask is that you can't use an hearing aid like earpiece, must still be laptop speaker alone.
You can't use earpiece. You can't use earpiece for this exam. You may want to hear your speaker from your sound from your speaker, not from earpiece.
Okay. So then we can use speaker, then external speaker then. That's fine,
yes.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
It's fine. Okay, thank you.
Sorry, for the purpose of clarity again, if we see you using earpiece, it is cancelled though. We don't allow earpiece for this exam. No form of earpiece. If it is wireless, if it is wired, we don't want earpiece for this exam. Thank you. All right, I think the last question, Owulade Adebongpe, you can unmute.
Good afternoon, sir. Please, I want to know the cutoff score or the cutoff mark for each course. Thank you, sir.
All right, Mrs. Sulaiman, you want to share that?
It will be part of your guideline.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. Okay, so another question is coming on the chat room that how frequently can we practice with the mock exam? Mr. Jide, that's for you, sir.
Just once, please.
Just once?
time. Yes.
Okay, would they have another avenue whereby they can practice?
This is not for practice. This is for just checking the suitability of their device. It's not. It's this for. We can have a practice one separate, but the mock is just few questions unrelated to it. The questions may or may not be related to your actual exam. It's just to test the compatibility and your readiness for the exam. A practice one can be what like other things that we are having discussion, but not for this purpose. And then that practice can be done as many times as you wish, but not the mock.
Okay.
Not the mock.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
So which means what he's saying in essence is that if you want to do the mock, make sure that you are prepared as if you want to write the examination. Bring up your good system, your good internet, and as if you want to write it, so that whatever you've done now is what you're going to replicate for the examination. And Grace Lawal, so in another 20 minutes, we should be off this platform. So let's quickly round up. Grace Lawal.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma. My question is based on the last statement made by Mr. Jide. I would like to find out, does that mean, like he said earlier on, does that mean that once we do the mock, once we tried it once, maybe as we are in our various homes now, maybe where I want to sit for the exams, if it's in another location, I can't try to be sure if that place is okay, if the network and everything is perfect in where
The purpose of the mock is not for testing your network, man. It's for checking the compatibility of your device with the exam. So it's once your internet is working, your internet is working. You get what I mean? And the fact that you tested your internet now does not mean particularly that it will work tomorrow. That's a different conversation entirely. We just want to ensure that that device you are trying to use to write that exam is capable of taking that exam. That's what we're trying to confirm.
Okay. All right. Okay, no problem. So that's fine. Another question here. Okay, can I plug my power cable to my laptop? That we have mentioned before. The system does not disturb you from plugging your power cable. Please plug your power cable on your system. We have seen cases whereby somebody will tell us that my system just went off. you can plug your power cable onto your system. The platform is not restricting from plugging your power cable. So, and another one is saying that can I use external mouse, external Bluetooth device to connect my mouse
Yes,
or speaker? Yes, you can use, right? Is it yes or no, Mr. Jide?
Yes.
They can use, say will not flag that. But you cannot use earpiece for this examination. You cannot use earpiece for this exam. You cannot use earpiece for this examination. And mock exam date, sir. The exam itself is barely 9 days. Yes, we are going to share with you the date, just like what Mr. Lemon said. We are going to pass some instructions to you after this session. It will be detailed. It will have all of this detailed therein. In case there is power outbreak, how can we signify? I don't get that. In case there is power breakout, how can we signify power breakout? Well, I don't really get that that question. That means if my laptop does not match during the mock, I can go for another laptop as soon as possible. Exactly. If your laptop does not match during the mock, you can go to get another laptop. But I also want to inform us that even if you are struggling to log in, if you have not seen the question, you still have your lifeline. Is it not true, Mr. Jide? If you have not seen,
what do you mean by that?
If you have not seen the question, if you log in and you have not seen the question, and he's struggling to click on start exam, and the exam does not come up, you still have a lifeline to write.
Yes, you still have yes.
Exactly. So what I'm trying to emphasize on what this person is asking, that if he's trying to, that means if my laptop does not match during the mock, I can go for another laptop as soon as exactly.
Of course.
Go for another, so you can still do the mock, because you will not be able to do the mock when you have entered the examination. If you have seen the question, it means you cannot write the mock again. But if you are struggling to enter the platform, at the point where Mr. Jide is trying to put his picture, where the picture is matching on the system, you can still do your mock, because at that point you have not seen the question. The moment the system takes you to seeing the question one, question listen, and you log out, you cannot enter it again. That is what we're saying here. During the exam, can we go through our answer after we have finished or we have not submitted? And we have exactly, Mr. DJ mentioned that while he's doing his presentation. You can see when he presented the MCQ 1 to 60. When you click on question 1, the moment you are on question 1, not answered, you have a blue color. Every other one that is not yet answered will be white. The moment you have answered question 1, that blue will change to green. Then by the time you finish all the questions and you see that you have enough time to still review your works, then you can come back and start clicking on the numbers, then for you to submit when you feel you are okay to submit. I hope I've answered that question. You said, someone is saying that please read my question. Miss Tanimowo, I'm not saying your question. You may drop your question here. Again, let me see. Okay, I hope the facial verification is foolproof. I don't understand your foolproof. I hope the facial verification is foolproof. I don't understand the meaning of foolproof. Please, we need more clarification on kicking out and logging out, because we need to understand that, because we need to understand we can't get 100% perfection in online exam in this part of the world. I think that's your question. No?
You won't be kicked out. You won't be kicked out unless you have done something that contravenes
exactly.
the rules.
Unless you have not done something that is illegal.
I don't think you should worry about that. And we have enough logs to also be able to understand what has happened. So if you are kicked out, we will know. And well, it's very, very rare for people to be kicked out. So unless something, you've actually done something that is not supposed to be done, you shouldn't worry about being kicked out.
Exactly. And you'll also be kicked out if you are doing something that is not proper. While your exam is ongoing and you now brought up a HDMI device, and now plug it while the exam is ongoing, the exam will kick you out. And once it kicks you out, we are going to see the reason why it kicked you out. It should tell us that it is HDMI or you are trying to do something. Then once it kicks you out, and once we see it, yeah, that is the end of the examination. So that is just for the purpose of emphasis. During the mock exam, after making sure my picture matches with my video, do I still need to do this on the exam day? Yes. For every exam, you need to match your picture. If you do not match your picture, there's no way the system will allow you in. For every exam, you need to match your picture. And for clarity's sake, and I've mentioned this earlier, the details they are going to use to log in for the mock is the same details you are going to use to log in for the exam. Please, if you are taking the picture for the mock, take a very proper picture. Don't do that mock exam as if it is just mock. From experience, we noticed that for the last exam that was done, people that did the mock, some people took the picture of their mock without wearing any clothes. So please take it at that. Then any picture you are taking while you are writing your mock is the same picture that will be used for your examination, and the same picture most likely that will be used to present your result to council. So it will not be good if we are putting up your picture to council or to the CTA and they are saying picture of somebody that is not wearing clothes. We have that in the last exam that we did. So please let's take the mock examination. The mock exam we are not going to grade it, but it's this platform they're going to use. So let's take it serious. So what about if the network kicks you out? We have told you that please find a better internet space. Buy enough band data on your system, on your phone, so that you don't have issue with network. From what I know, I think the exam is just 1 hour 30 minutes for each paper. So you should be able to program and prepare yourself for this. So examine timetable, sir, and use your is it glasses? Yes, you can use your glasses, and the examination timetable will send to you. Can I use switch to use my phone if my laptop has issue or hang? I don't get that. Can I use switch to use my phone? Okay, that can you switch to use your phone for the exam? We would advise that you use your laptop for the exam. Don't use.
You can't even take the exam on your phone.
Laptop, either or your Windows. Sir.
You can't take the exam on your phone because you can't install the browser on your phone.
Browser on your phone, exactly. So please, your exam cannot work with the phone. Can our eye glasses be worn while taking the picture? Yes, you can wear your glasses. What we are saying is that for the picture, if you want your glasses while taking the picture for the mock, at least the system will also want to confirm that the person that sat for the mock is the same person that wants to write the exam. So at least do everything possible that the system will be able to match you. And the CTA also have a way of also matching whoever have written their exam because they have your details with them too. So all of these things will be done after the examination. So we don't want proxy for this examination in any form. So please, let's be guided. If I want to use the toilet, what happens? If you want to use the toilet, what happens? Ms. Limon, this is for you. We have just 7 minutes to go off this platform. Ms. Limon, if you want to use the toilet,
you say?
The question here, that if you want to use the toilet, what happens?
Toilet.
Yes.
You see, if for each exam you have 1 hour 30 minutes, you can use the toilet before you come for the exam. And then, when you're off your seat for maybe some minutes, and then you cannot attest to where you have been to. That is, once the exam starts, you are expected to sit and finish the exam. It's an online exam. And then your camera will not follow you everywhere. Please use the toilet before you start your exam. I don't think you cannot hold yourself within an hour 30 minutes. Once the exam starts, you can to stand up to the toilet. I can't answer to that. Please use the toilet before. Each paper is 1 hour 30 minutes. So I can't say go stand up and go use the toilet, because when you're off the seat, it will count that you're not on your seat, and then the system will flag you out. That's the best I can say for that.
All right, thank you very much, man. I'm saying another one here that said that after believing your network is okay, and alongside it logged you out. What's the solution? Well, it's still the same thing we're saying. Make sure your network is good. And what we also advise again is that you can decide to have 2 network on your that's connected to your system. Once the first one is out, then automatically your system can connect to the second one. Let's just find a way around. This exam is just 1 hour 30 minutes for an exam, and I don't think it is too much for us to obey the simple month date, sir. We have exam in 9 days. Don't worry, we'll share the details with you. Can we use our lab for the exam that has some function of laptop? Can we use our lab for the exam that has some function of I didn't seem to get that. What do you mean by lab? Is there a break in between the 3 paper each day? Yes, we're going to have a break between each paper for each of the day. So we're also going to share the timetable with you. All of these things we have done this exam process such that it will be easy for everybody. Just like what I said earlier, CTA would not want anybody to fail, but you also need to prepare very well in order not to fail. We wish you all best of luck in your exam. I think I have 3 here. I still have just 2 minutes to leave this platform. Let me just give these 3 people. If you have any other question, you can share on your platform. Please, we are there on your platform. We can answer your answer to your question. Can we have past question to practice with this? Well, Adegbite, I have just 2 minutes. Adegbite, in 2 minutes, I want to give you an Amina Idris. Very short. Let me hear you.
Thank you, sir. I think my question has been addressed. Is the issue of network, when you are writing the exam and the network log you out, does that mean that you won't be able to log in again to rewrite? But I think the question has been answered.
Thank you. All right, Amina Idris.
Sir.
Amina Idris. Okay, let me hear you. You're the last person.
If I'm using my line with data and the network is bad, can I be able to change another line to buy data?
Yes, you can change.
Okay, I can change another line and buy data. Then I'll continue.
But we are going to see you while you're changing your line, and we will not take it likely that you are not doing exam malpractice.
No, I am not.
Prepare yourself very well before you write. Sitting going.
The problem is I'm using 2 lines, and is this number that I'm speaking with you is that line that I normally give you people. So sometimes if I'm chatting with this one, if this network is bad, I can be able to change. That is why I say let me ask first.
Madam Amina Idris, please make sure that whatever we're doing, we are doing it in a way that it will not see you as if you are doing exam malpractice. It is not only we. The system is also going to flag whatever we are doing that is wrong, and we don't want anywhere where it same flag a student. Once the same flags you, it is cancelled. So please let's just be guided. So do everything possible to make sure that I don't have issues during the exam. I think at this point we've answered, we responded to a lot of questions. We've been on this course since 2 o'clock, and this is almost
3:49. Yes.
I think we have tried. And I want to give it to Mrs. Sulaiman. Ms. Sulaiman, you have the floor now to give your parting shot for us to close.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Anas. Thank you, Mr. Jide, and also the student. Thank you all for listening attentively. And I like the line of questions that everybody had asked. It's just for clarity purpose. And I hope you have been satisfied with the answers to your questions. I just want to ask a question from Mr. Jide. When are we expecting to have this mock? What timeline are we expecting to have this mock? We need to also inform the students so that they'll be prepared. When are they having the link for the mock practice, the practice test, and then also the mock? You say?
Immediately, a day after we receive the details of the candidates, ma'am.
Okay, all right. We'll work on that, and then we'll get back to you. And then every student will be duly informed about the timing, so you can just start up. So, okay, thank you very much. And then on this note, I want to thank everybody on board. I would for the mock, we'll get across to the students on the platform. And again, we're still going to have another sensitization. That will be like a roundup one. If you have, I think that should come after the mock. So if you have any issues, it will be addressed. So most likely we'll be having the mock next week. Would agree on the date and put on the platform. So after the mock, would they have another sensitization? So if students have tried the mock, if they have any questions, any problems, then that could come up, and then we'll meet ourselves at the exam. That is fine. Thank you, everyone. Do have a wonderful independence. Nigeria will be great for all of us. Thank you all, and have a